Ladies and gentlemen, we were told that mathematics does not lie. You look at a number, it always gives you the same result. Wall Street based a risk reward model that is still being exploited by practically every trading educational platform or service offered today, and it's known by all traders. But one must really stop and ask the million-dollar question, which everybody scurries away like cockroaches when asked. Why do the majority of traders fail? What is the true psychology behind risk reward? There has to be something else behind the numbers. If the numbers been an effective model for humanity, the vast majority of traders would not fail. We'll actually go into exactly how many of these traders are failing. I started to try to do something, and I tried to base risk reward on a different model, one that takes risk reward almost as a living dynamic. You see, ladies and gentlemen, the majority of humanity like things spelled out. You do one thing, you get another thing. That's why people really love mathematical models, because 1 plus 1 will always equal 2. It doesn't sometimes equal 2 and sometimes equal 3. So what exactly is the living dynamic of a stop loss? Can you utilize simple logic to really determine a living dynamic situation? The psychological toxicity of a trade actually begins before you take your profit or your stop loss is realized. I'll prove that to you. And what is truly the toxicity of multiple simultaneous positions? What really is true consistency? We see the word thrown around a lot on Wall Street. However, it seems to be just offered to the elite select few and really passed over the majority of traders and humanity. I'm going to go into all these dynamics, show you exactly what the true psychology behind risk reward is, and of course, try to make you a better trader. Not only that, I'm going to give you 2 hours of what I feel and others as the most valuable educational course you'll ever take here, period. Period. And I'm going to give it to you for absolutely free. Really, no strings attached. We're going to make you a better trader today. At the end of watching this video, I am Mark Melnick. This is the Newsbeat Show. So we have an interesting agenda for you here today, and we're going to just really start off here on Wall Street's base risk-reward models known by all, but what percentage of traders fail? You know, it's very easy because, again, traders really love to have things that are very black and white. However, according to Tradeciety, 1% of all traders can profit net of fees, and that doesn't even consider their bills. If a trader makes $100 at the end of the year, they don't mention that the trader had 20, 30, 40, $50,000 in annual bills, and that they actually ended up losing money that year, even if they made $100 trading. So why do all these traders fail? We have so many expensive educational courses, yet they fail everyone. You have very expensive mentorships, which are nonsense, where you get flooded with information that don't really achieve anything for the trader at the end. The truth is, with all the information we have today, with all these great strategies, with all these quant wizards, with all this back testing, why do most traders fail? And of course, I'm going to take you over to a scientific analysis posted on Tradeciety, saying that 95% of all traders fail is the most commonly used trading related statistic around the internet. In fact, I find that to be overly optimistic. The truth is, it's unfortunately significantly mathematically worse than 95%. Again, going over here, it basically shows you a simple graph by Tradeciety that all traders start with the dream to get rich quick. And I would actually probably tweak that bottom. I think some traders look at it as a way to just supplement their income, make money, and support the people they love and or their lifestyle is generally I would bundle up in the bottom here. Then they say 40% of people who trade only trade for 1 month. Then they say 80% quit within the first 2 years. And this was really troubling. This is really troubling. When you think about it, if people were making money trading, then 80% wouldn't quit. Only 7% of traders remain after 5 years. Think about that. You take 100 people who have this dream of becoming a consistently profitable trader. So, you know, imagine seven of them are around 5 years later. And those people, a lot of those people here are still losing money. However, only 1% of all traders can profit net of fees. 1%. And then, of course, you have to ask the question, well, why is that? Why is that? It's very easy for the elite traders to show you a P&L. It's very easy for them to flash you. You get blinded by the P&L and you get sucked in closer, much like the deep ocean anglerfish, which has the little light lure on its head and the fish come close because they want to see what it is. And then they get gobbled up. That analogy is perfect for what Wall Street likes to do to traders like you and like others in the industry. It's nothing personal. They're just more interested in your money than you are. And yes, they do want to help you make money. They just don't know how. And if they do know how, it's really evil because they're not doing what needs to be done. So I'm going to show you right now my idea behind risk reward, and I'm going to prove to you right now that it is the most effective thing that you could do on Wall Street. Why? Because I produce numbers that people just simply cannot believe is true. When I produce these numbers, people come to me, and it's not my own trading I'm speaking about here. I'm speaking about the trading of others. So I'm going to show you here how the Newsbeat Live Room pioneered consistently, tremendously profitable traders. So what I did the other day, before I show you exactly what I did and where am I coming up with this conclusion, it's a very bolsterous claim. It's a very bold claim to come and say something like that. I understand what it sounds like. So what I did was I took the largest community here in T3 Live in the Newsbeat Live Room, and I asked a question that probably others in the industry would never ask in fear of making themselves look absolutely awful. I asked a very simple poll to all of us in the Newsbeat Live Room, and I basically asked, are you finding tremendous P&L consistency with my plays? Yes or no? And yes, a lot of people answered, even though the numbers came out like 3 out of 4. It looks like I could have asked 4 people. We have the largest room here in T3. We have the best trading room here in T3. Because nobody here at T3 and nobody else here in the industry will ever produce a number that's remotely close. Nobody in the industry is going to get within 20%. Nobody in this industry is going to have somebody answer 50-50 or even 40-60. 75% of us here are finding tremendous P&L consistency with my plays. And I'm going to show you exactly how we accomplish that if you would give me a moment. Before I share that with you, I need you to understand it came through a series of me failing other people. Now, my P&L was always one to marvel at. I could always show you a very pretty P&L that would look impressive. But what about the people around you? Every trading room here, there, here, and there are destroying the lives of people by taking their money, and even worse than taking their money, helping them lose money with a system that is almost impossible for the majority of people to make money on. So, after 13 years of being a broadcaster, 21 years as a trader, what did I do that was able to help people reach this? And that's what I want to teach you today, and I'm going to do it off the cuff. Sorry that my girlfriend and boyfriend, they didn't have time to help me here and set up all my pretty slides, so I'm going to do it completely off the cuff for you. And I'm going to show you exactly the living dynamic of a stop loss and what actually works when you're doing a stop loss. Now, I know everything is mathematic. Here is welcome to the most common, biggest lie on Wall Street. It's called they either come to you with the 2-to-1 or 3-to-1, and then I'm going to show you exactly how I change that 2-to-1 risk reward. You bat 50%, you make money. That is the most common thing they show you. And then what they show you is, well, you start with a unit of risk. You start with a unit of risk. Start with a unit of risk, whatever they want to call it. And what happens is that, let's say that unit of risk is $1,000. And then what happens is, like, you're risking $1,000 every time you're coming in with your account. You're risking $1,000 every time, and when you win, you make $2,000. When you lose $1,000. Then they say, if you did this 100 times, and I'm going to flood you with these ideas, right? Does this sound familiar? If you did this 100 times, you'd have 50 winners and 50 losers on average. So you'd make plus 100,000 on the winners, minus 50,000 on the losers, and it would equal to plus $50,000 profit. Sounds almost too good to be true, doesn't it? I'm going to give you dozens and dozens of names every day. This is how you're going to make money. And when you look at it, you're like, that's amazing. It's like some of you are probably sitting there thinking, like, even if I bet like 35%, I'll make money. This is just incredible. But then, of course, the one part they leave out is, why are 98 to 99% of the people within your service failing? Can you explain that? And failing is a very tough word. They're losing money. If they make $100 at the end of the year, I also consider that failing, even though it's better than losing $100,000 at the end of the year. It's a form of failure, which is, again, why when I asked my question, just so we're perfectly clear, I didn't ask how many people were green. I used the word, are you finding tremendous P&L consistency with my plays? I didn't just throw a good play. I didn't ask for one idea. I literally asked people, if they're finding tremendous consistency with my plays, because I was trying to avoid this. And the truth is, I was part of this pyramid for a long time. The truth is, everyone on Wall Street is in this period because people fail and people just don't really have the true ability to help the masses. If you're somebody who is a successful trader watching this, congratulations. I don't need to already tell you, you're already smart enough to know you are the massive exception, not the rule. And again, you want to know my idea of boasting? Not seven-figure P&Ls. This. That is the massive boast. I'm not boasting. I am showing you that making consistent money in the market is a possibility and a reality. People like me, we don't really have down days anymore. It happens so infrequently. I'm up money practically every day, as are these Newsbeat Live members. So what are we doing that has changed that dynamic? And I'm going to share it with you right now, okay? So when you buy something, and again, sorry, my girlfriend was a little busy doing her nails, so I didn't have a chance to have her make pretty slides for me. And my boyfriend went on vacation too, so none of them could have helped me. But when you trade a stock, you basically come into something like this, and it's just like, okay, and they'll show you like lines, and then they'll say, well, okay, well, if you go ahead and you buy here, for example, if you buy here on this candle number one over here, if you buy here on candle number one, like, okay, well, you're buying there. Usually they'll say, all right, this red line will be your stop here underneath the base, and your take profit target should be, somewhere over here. I mean, that is the most common way of approaching it. The problem is trading isn't that simple. I know human beings like being put in a confined parameter. I know human beings in trading like being put in a cage, jailed, psychologically, emotionally, jailed and told that you could only do one thing or the other. But nobody mentions the fact that psychological toxicity actually begins when you open up the trade. I'll prove it to you. Don't take my word for anything I say. Please do not take my word for it. Let me show you with your own eyes because I feel that is the most honest way to approach it. By the way, gurus in the industry don't like when I do videos like these, so make sure you thumbs it up because I'm basically exposing them for what they're doing. Using their own profitable P&L to pad their bank accounts more by charging you for services which fail, rounded up to the nearest 100% of people who sign up. If you round up every other service out there for what percentage of people they fail, round it up to the nearest 5, and 100% of them fail. Okay? People don't like when they hear that because, heck, it's easier to show you smoke and mirrors than it is to show you reality. Now, when you buy a trade, for example, and I'm going to ask you personally, you bought into this scam 2 to 1, 3 to 1, 4 to 1, 1.5 to 1, 3.5 to 1, 2.5 to 1 risk reward in your favor on a certain trade, because that's how you make money. When you actually do something like this, let's say you bought a stock at $50, you have a stop at $48, and I'll just make it real easy for you here to understand. You went ahead and you bought stock XYZ at $50. Your stop is, $49, and your take profit is $52. Let me tell you, when you go ahead and you buy the stock at $50, what they're not mentioning here is what if the stock goes to $49.50? Well, you already have your answer. Well, I'm still in the trade. I'm down 50 cents, and I didn't get stopped out yet, you might say. But let me ask you this question. How do you feel when you buy a stock at $50 and it's at $49.50, even if you didn't get stopped? Tell me what's going through your mind right now. Go ahead. No, really. Type it in. Type it in right now. I want to hear it. I'll tell you what's going through my head. Holy expletive, expletive, expletive. I expletived up this expletive trade, expletive, expletive, these black boxes, this expletive person, this, that, this. Oh my God. You're in a toxic situation, psychologically speaking. But what does Wall Street tell you? Well, you are accepting this $49 loss in the first place. You are already agreeing that that's what you wanted to risk. You had to accept that that was your risk in the first place. Why? Why do you have to agree to get punched in the face on any trade? I'm not saying 100% of your trades will win, and definitely not 100% of your trades will lose. But I'm saying, why did you have to agree to get punched in the face? You know what it's like? It's like you ever see those airport conveyor belts that don't go up or down, but like go just sideways, like left to right, like they just like push you forward with your luggage. You ever see those? Like those airport escalators that just they're like flat on the ground, they just move you forward when you go on them. Imagine just standing on that thing, and at the end there's this, something just going like this, and you're just like moving forward towards it, and it just punches you in the face. Well, you already agreed that that's where you were going to get punched in the face. If your trade didn't get worked out, if your trade didn't work out, why didn't you step off that escalator? Considering there are no glass bars or barriers around you. You already know that. So, what is the solution to this? What is the true solution to this? And again, stay tuned because I'm going to show you how you could get 2 hours of my education for free. And I'm going to share with you for free strategies that people charge thousands of dollars for. The only difference is they actually work. I'm going to share those with you for free, and I'm not going to charge you for any of them. So, it all comes down to utilizing simple logic. Simple logic. Utilizing simple logic is how I made this transformation in the majority of Newsbeat live traders. That's why the majority of us are consistently profitable. Please notice, I'm not here sharing with you my favorite plays of the week and what I'm looking forward to trading because people love the drugs. People are tapping themselves on the vein like, oh, give me the next play that's going to shoot up. And people are like that. And it's like, it's all the wrong thing. You were taught that you're on this hypomanic binge for adrenaline and serotonin and you need the next play and you need somebody to stick it in your mouth and feed you. And you know what? There are plenty of people out there on Wall Street who would love nothing more than to do that for you. What I'm actually trying to do is change the perspective that has failed. Again, rounded up to the nearest five, it failed 100% of every trader out there, and it's still considered the gold standard today in trading, which is absolutely nonsensical at best. Okay, so let me show you how to use logic, and this is how we did it, and this is the the living dynamic of a stop loss. I guess I'm going to sort of combine these two steps here into one because I think it'll be easier to show you. Okay, so okay, all right. So we're going to start with some simple questions, and we're going to have you answer it. We're going to start with the first one. You buy a stock. For example, you're going long, you can reverse it on the short side, you buy a stock. Do you want it to A, go up, B, and by the way, heaven forbid you downplay anything that I'm talking about right now, because I'm going to show you how stupid Wall Street is and how you can change the complex dynamics of risk reward and how you could educate yourself with my material for free. I'm not going to charge you anything. Don't sign up for my room. Don't pay for anything. Just watch this video, become a better trader, give to a charity, and I'll feel redeemed for doing this. Okay? Don't underestimate what I'm doing. Shame on you if you do, because again, the service, if you're following any other service right now, 98% or more of the people there are failing. And it's not because they lack discipline. We're talking doctors, lawyers, Newsbeat Live Room, an astronaut, um, everyone. All right. So you buy a stock. Which one do you want? A, B, or C? Now, of course, I know your answer. You're going to answer. You're going to answer A. You're going to answer A. Good. So let me ask you a question now. How many people, when you buy a stock out there, as soon as you buy it, your P&L is red, relatively within seconds? Like you buy it, your P&L is red right away. Jimmy is like used to, right? Newsbeat Live members, by the way, are not really like that anymore. I used to be that person. I've been trading 21 years. I used to be that person. I'm not that person anymore. When I buy a stock, the vast majority of the time I'm up money. If you buy a stock and it does this, if it does, you know, if it actually starts going down, for example, you're already trying to accomplish something that you weren't looking forward to. I just asked you a question. I said, you buy a stock. Do you want it? I asked you what happens usually for you, and then I also asked you, do you want it? Do you want it to go up, down, or sideways? Which one do you want? Now, of course, again, you guys are going to say up. You guys are going to say, I want it to go up. Then explain to me, ladies and gentlemen, why the F in living F would you not sell the stock if it didn't do what you wanted? Well, I was taught that I have to risk this much. You know how often I take a full stop loss on a position? Almost never. Less than 5% of the time. You're not supposed to take a full stop loss. That's a myth. That's a lie. You could take partial losses. You could take small losses. You could take small wins. Don't get me wrong. It works both ways. But you're not supposed to take a full stop loss by coming in and by coming in and saying that I'm going to lose 1,000 if I'm wrong and I'm going to make 2,000 if I'm right is the most psychologically toxic thing you could subject yourself to. You're putting yourself in a scenario saying I'm going to get punched in the face hard, I'm going to get rewarded a little better, and one of those two things are going to happen. And you're wondering why you fail. What if the market starts plunging? Let's say you bought that stock at $50 and your take profit target's 52. Your stock is at $50.75. And you see the market plunging. Then what do? Oh, well, my take profit didn't hit. I don't want to be that person who cuts my winners short. So I'm just going to sit there and watch. It doesn't take into effect the reality that the market is a living, breathing, it's living, breathing organism. It has the characteristics like an evolving bacteria. And I use bacteria as a smaller celled organism because they evolve quicker than complex organisms. Nerdy. The market is always evolving and changing constantly. So if you buy that stock and the market starts changing, you were taught that you just need to hold it and hope for the best. And then what they tried to do is because they're so inconsistent, they tried to throw 100 names at you in hopes that a large portion of them will succeed. However, if you take a multitude of trades and they fail, you're going to be that person curled up in a fetal position. You're going to be nasty to your husband, your wife, your boyfriend, your girlfriend. You're going to be nasty to them. Nobody likes to talk about the divorce rate of traders. Nobody likes to talk about the extremely high divorce rate of traders out there because, again, maybe you're just not the nicest person in the world when you take a loss. Maybe when you take a loss, you don't feel like looking at anything because you work so hard and you feel like a failure. Do you realize what kind of psychological damage you're doing to yourself and also damaging the relationship and the lives of the people around you? You realize that you are single-handedly making the lives of the people around you worse by doing the strategies that scumbags on Wall Street, scumbag gurus on Wall Street have taught you and swore by and flashed a number in your face and dangled it, yet you were never able to get near the dangled number? Have you ever stopped and thought about that for a moment? Literally, single, and some people are not going to want to hear this, but you know what? I don't really give an F what you do or don't want to hear. I'm going to tell you what you have to hear. And if you want to play like happy go lucky and I'm just going to follow the guru in which I invested so much money into, I'm going to give you more tonight than that guru has ever given you and not charge you a dime for it. Because I'm going to give you strategies that are working today. I'm not going to show you a 10-year-old trading course and say that's the foundation for my trading, flash you a seven-figure P&L and say this is what you should do. I'm going to let you believe your own eyes. So if you want to buy a stock and it's going down, sell it. Why? Because it didn't do what you wanted. Imagine how it must feel to be a Newsbeat Live member and have nothing's 100%, but the majority. You want to know what's 100% rounded up to the nearest 5? Your failure rate in every service out there outside the Newsbeat Live room. That's 100% when you round it up to the nearest 5. And again, I'm not saying there won't be successful people in rooms. I'm just saying that for every successful person or two there, there's 99 or 98 others who aren't successful out of 100. That's what I'm saying. How's that simple math for you? So if you buy a stock and it starts going down, sell it. Why? Because it's not doing what you want it to do. If you have a stock and it's going up, sell it or hold it. Doesn't matter what you do at that point. You're up money. Now, why is so? All right, Mark, that sounds very simple. How are the vast majority of people in your room consistently profitable? I mean, do you have a room with like 5 people in it? Like, how is that humanly possible that you're doing it? I mean, you're running the largest room here in T3. You're in the most consistent trading room right now on the planet. What are you doing that is changing people's lives beyond you just saying you buy a stupid stock and it goes up, down, or sideways? There has to be more to it. And the answer is, of course. What I do is I literally am adding more logical questions to the situation. I'm literally utilizing more logical questions. So, for example, I'll stop and I'll ask, do you want positive news on your stock you're buying? I'll just, let me just, okay, let's start over. All right, so besides for asking, do you want a stock? Do you want your stock to go up immediately? The answer is yes. Do you want positive news flow on your stock when you buy it? The answer is yes. Do you want a positive analyst on your stock that you buy? The answer is, of course, yes. Uh, Believe me, there's a point to this. If you watch this, what I'm doing right now from a psychological standpoint is I'm literally connecting neurological connections to your reward center from your logic center and literally building neurological connections in your brain by showing this to you. I know you know these answers. Looking at them and answering them as you go along with me is going to help you make money. Don't underestimate that. I'm not here to pitch you. Don't buy one effing thing that I show you today. All right. I'm offering you free education. I'm offering you a link. I'm going to give you a link to a ton of education, 2 hours of education of strategies that work today, strategies that you could apply tomorrow and make money with or without me. I'll show you why I'll be better with me, but you be the judge. It'll bring value whether you swipey your credit card or not. All right, so typo aside here. Do you want positive analyst? Whoa. Do you want a positive analyst on your stock you buy? Yes. Do you want the market going up? QQQ, Spider, whatever you track that based on the name you're watching. Now, of course, the irony behind this is you're going to answer yes to every single thing unless you're legally insane. You're going to answer yes to every single one of these questions unless you're actually insane. Now, here's the question. Why would you not agree to only hold the trade that has all these things going for you? I buy a stock because I have positive news flow. I buy a stock because there's a positive analyst. The market is going up. I buy the stock, it's going up immediately. Unless I have all those things going for me, I am not holding the damn security. I don't give an F who does it. I don't give an F what scumbag on Wall Street is trying to lure people in with a P&L that nobody else can achieve. I don't give a crap. I produce more seven-figure traders here than anywhere else. I'll take the Pepsi challenge on that any day of the week. Please, let's compare numbers. Please. I'll put up the Newsbeat live room towards any of these nonsense things out there any day of the week. Why? Because I'm producing the results for the members. I'm not a guru here showing you just my P&L, which will probably be enough to get a lot of stupid people to swipe their credit cards. I don't want those people in my service. I want people who want to change their lives. That's who I want. And given the size of our service right now, I don't even want those people. I don't want anybody to join the Newsbeat live room if we're being perfectly honest, because it's effing draining on me. It's effing draining to support a room of our size alone. And don't worry, I'm not like low Mo, Larry, and Curly, like the Three Stooges, where I tag team somebody who sucks at broadcasting and trading to take my spot so I can have a break. No, I run this room alone and I make sure that I have what's called quality control. All right. So very simple. Why wouldn't you hold? And by the way, I should probably remove the link to join my service because I'm not even kidding. I really do not want you to join my room. Please do not join somebody else's room, but at least take this information with you and make a lot of money. Okay. So you obviously want all these things in your trade. The question is, why are you listening to some imbecile using a couple moving averages, a Fibonacci chart, a stochastics, and only buying a stock based on that? Imagine you had all those things, the moving averages, the stochastic, the relative strength, the pivot points, whatever, the VWAP, I don't care, whatever you're using technically that every single person and their grandmother and pet parakeet have on a chart. Why don't you use all that and add this? And add this. And again, like I said, there won't be anybody on Wall Street who will have 25% of the people finding tremendous P&L consistency. Nobody will have. I'd be shocked if somebody had a room of over 1,000 people, for example, that had over 10%. I would be in utter dismay and say that guy's probably doing the second best job out there. And why do I show you this? Is this my way of boasting? No, that's my way of telling you this is why my crap works. Am I charging you for it? No, I'm going to show you all my strategies for free. Am I asking you to swipe your credit card? No. Am I telling you to join my service? The exact opposite. What if I really just cared about you becoming consistently profitable? What if I really just simply did not give an F anymore about this whole nickel and dime BS that Wall Street is throwing your way and all these smiling scumbags out there charging you an arm and 17 legs for a service in which they know for a fact will fail the vast majority of people who pay for it? Maybe I have my reasonings for doing this video too. Oh, and you want to know why you don't see me? Because I'm focusing on the room. I'm focusing on the Newsbeat live room and helping those traders get to the next level instead of pitching people every day on a free show. Okay? You have your reasons for watching this. You want to become a better trader and understand. I have my reasons for sharing this. I want you to become a better trader and understand. That's it. No strings attached. Okay? Very simple. Now, what would be the benefit of what I do? I give the most analytical news flow out there. I give huge analytics on the analysis, and I'm tracking the market and news flow in real time for things that can move the market. And I provide the stocks that have all these things. That's the value I bring. If you're able to mimic all of that, mimic the hundreds of news services that produce news flow, mimic which news flow and understand the fraction of what percent of it actually works. If you actually understand which analyst to avoid, like I'll give you some of the answers for number three. Like if you see Goldman Sachs give an upgrade or downgrade at something, run away. Run away like that scumbag smiling guru who just dropped 30 names on your face and told you why he likes them because a couple moving averages or a Fibonacci level has hit and reversed. Run away from that analyst. Don't trust Goldman Sachs analysts. They suck this year. Citi analysts, CITI, they also suck this year. JP Morgan is fine. Morgan Stanley is fine. Lee Rink is very good for biotechs, and there are a bunch of others. I'm just giving you an example of, doing analytics on the analysts, and also tracking the market in real time, right? And then of course you have the gurus, and I don't want to. So again, just going back to here, and then I'm going to move to step 6, psychological toxicity of a trade before a stop loss is even realized. You're not supposed to lose your full stop loss almost ever. The worst thing in the world is supposed to happen if you go through that. I go weeks and weeks and weeks without realizing one full stop loss. Doesn't mean I don't get stopped out. Now, how do you do a dynamic stop loss? This is what I should. Oh, God, you guys are going to love this part here. How do you do a dynamic stop loss? I'm going to show you. Let's say this has happened. You guys are going to love this. Let's say this happens, whatever, then this happens, and this happens, and this happens, then this happens, and this happens, and then for whatever reason you're looking to buy above here. And remember, we're going to give you strategies that work today for free. There are people in my room who told me that that video is worth over $10,000, those 2 hours, and they have the results to prove it. And that's not just one person. We're talking the largest community of traders here. Just so we're clear, I'm not some piker. I'm not here pitching you. Don't join me. And let's say you buy here. Let's say you buy right over here, right where this black line crossed through the green line. Let's say you bought right over there. Well, in real time, if the stock, for example, if the stock is going up as you buy it, you can hold it. But imagine you bought it right over here. Let's say the stock is going up and you bought it right over here, and let's say, for example, right afterwards it just starts going back down. Sell it immediately. Get out of it. Get out of it. This is stock XYZ. I'm not giving you legal advice. If you're stupid enough to think I'm legally telling you how to buy and sell a security, and you're one of those idiots that want to get me in trouble because you're an evil scumbag. There, read that 152,000 times, and then hit accept. Awesome. Now I could talk to you in English. Okay, so let's say you buy something there and the stock starts falling down, get rid of it immediately. Why? Because you already agreed that what you want to see in a stock. Settle for nothing less. This isn't you just broke up with your boyfriend and you're going on a Tinder date and you meet some hot, sexy new guy, right? You want to know the difference between beautiful and hot is? I'll tell you. I'll tell you. I'll tell you. Beautiful is something that you could fall in love with. Beautiful is something that it has everything going for it. It has a beautiful chart set up. It has a beautiful analyst note. The market is going for it. That's a beautiful thing. You buy it, you're like, that's the chart that you hang up on your refrigerator. That's the chart that you introduce to your parents. God bless you if you still have them around. And you say, Mom, Dad, I want to introduce you to XYZ. Bull flag formation breaking out with positive analyst notes and a bull market's continuing to go up. I bought it right here and it just paid me right away. That's that's what I want you to focus in on. That is beautiful. You want to know what hot is? Hot is the scumbag guru dropping 10 names, 20 names on your face, telling you that you should be invested in all of them, which I'm going to show you shortly here why that blows up traders. And I'm going to explain to you the psychology of why you're failing with that. And it's like, oh, it's so hot. Oh, I want to chase this stock all the way here. Or the stock went up too much and it's climatic. Or it's blowout top and you want to short it because it went up too much. That's hot. You're looking for a quickie. You're looking for a quickie. That's not the stock that you introduce to your parents. That's not the stocks that you show. That's not the stocks that you hang up on your refrigerator. That's you're just trying to quickly like hit it and quit it type mentality. And you wonder why you get yourself in trouble. You wonder why you find yourself single at the age of 75 with nobody around you in your life, with nothing to say about anybody in your past. So right over here, when it pulls back, you chuck the effing thing. Why? Because even when you bought at this black line and you're thinking to yourself your stop is here or your stop is here or your stop is here, that's only true if the stock goes up, ladies and gentlemen. That is not true if the stock goes down. So what happens here is, let's say after you bought it, let's say it didn't pull down and you stopped you out. Let's take the other scenario now. Let's say that instead of after you bought it, it didn't go back down, which, you throw it away before these stop levels hit, but my stop didn't hit. What if it goes up without me? What if that little nerdy kid that you went to high school with ends up being Jeff Bezos? Somebody in our room told us that. Member of our room who went to school with Jeff Bezos. What if that nerdy guy turns out to be the richest guy on the planet? Should have put out then. Whoops. What if this stock, after I get stopped out, decides to just magically shoot up to this happens after? But Mark, I got stopped out here and I need to obey my stop loss. And it keeps going and going and going and it's spreading up and you're sitting there with your telescope. Right here, you will see Saturn, and that's the stock you got stopped out of right next to it. Oh my God! Now what am I going to do? I sold a stock that went up. I sold a stock that went up. What do I do? Of course, when I give you my free video tonight, by the way, you're going to know Newsbeat Live members are actually buying right over here on on this candle right over here. But anyway, so let's say the stock goes up. This is the dynamic of the risk reward. As the stock goes up here, your stop, this is the beautiful part. As the stock goes up here, we already went through the example. Your stop is constantly changing here, then here, then here. You're literally moving your stop up on the same candle as it's going up. You're up, you're up, you're up. But let's say the stock then turns down a little here. Someone like me, I'm getting rid of generally 70, unless I really like it. I mean, sometimes I'll sell half, but I'm generally selling 75 to 100% of my position. And I am going to keep this amount of money here. That's me. That's locked in on the house. Now, what if it was just a confusing blip, Mark Melnick? And then it goes like that and again, just keeps going up and up and up and up and up. And oh my God, why did I sell? You want to know what? I pray that that is your problem for the rest of your life. That you took a stock, you sold it for 50 to 75 cents, and then news came out that the guy you went to high school with, Jeff Bezos, became the world's richest guy, and he's buying out this company, and it shoots to the moon without you. You want to know how you're going to feel? You're going to be nice to the people around you. You're going to be nicer to your family. You're not going to suffer from stress. Do I need to remind you how much disease is caused by stress? What if I told you trading was not a stressful job? You want to know what's stressful for me? Running an effing open house for you guys. That's stressful for me. That's like the first stress I've had in a long time. I cannot stand that stress. Trading is not stressful. Trading is fun. How many of you Newsbeat Live members, oh my God, I have to ask, how many of you are, oh my God, I got to ask you, because I'll tell you how I feel right now. Like, and I'll show you the poll. And then I'm going to show you more stuff in free education. Just give me a moment here. I know when I lose money trading, I don't know how you guys feel, but I feel like I feel like when I lose money, like it's harder for me to get out of bed. I'm not nicer to people. I'm like really excited. Like for me, I'm so excited about looking forward to trading. It doesn't matter because I know the odds are, regardless of what happened last week, last month, last year, I know that the odds are that I'm going to get paid. I know that I'm going to have a very good time. I know all these things are going to be happening for me in a positive way. I am looking forward to them. I am looking forward to trading. Why? Because I love trading. I love everything about it. It's consistently profitable. The people around me are consistently profitable. It is a great feeling. And just to share with you without dropping people's names here, just do a quick screenshot for you. Multiple choice poll in the Newsbeat live room, live now as we speak. How many of you are looking forward to trading? I meant tomorrow. I said trading money, which sounds stupid, but I worded it as trading tomorrow. 98% of us. I had a little typo there. Mark Melnick is indeed human. Don't follow the person that they say is like a robot. Those are the people who will destroy you. Don't follow the people who say they're a machine, a robot, Superman with a red cape. Don't follow those people. They'll destroy you. So the trick is when you actually buy when you actually are buying something here to achieve how I got the Newsbeat live room so consistent. And again, I could not have these numbers for the majority of my career. This is the first time that I've evolved what I do as a broadcaster. I had to become better myself to help other people like this. You're pretty much at all times stopping yourself out when it's not working with you. If it just keeps going up and up and up, I don't give a crap if you hold it. I don't give a crap if you hold it. But as soon as you start seeing, and I don't care if you're stop, I don't care if your levels are like this. I don't care if they're a little closer like this. I really don't care where your levels are, where you're saying that the stop is. I don't care if you give it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cents. But by no means are you getting stopped out on your full position down over here. By no means is that happening. By no means are you getting stopped out down here after the stock pops. If you do that, whether it's your take profit or not, you made a big mistake. Trust me. Then, of course, you have the toxicity of multiple simultaneous positions. And this I always find amazing. Here's a fact for you guys. Here's a fact. You will manage one position better than you'll manage two, better than you'll manage three, better than you'll manage 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 to infinity. You have the traders out there who do not mind throwing out a dozen positions. Those people, while they are one of those rare people who do have the ability to do that, is not most of you in the public. And by trying to model yourself after someone like that, you will become another part of the majority 98% statistic that fail. Usually, I'm in no more than one position, sometimes two. I mean, long-term swing, whatever. I mean, in my day trading, I'm in usually not more than one position simultaneously for the vast majority of the time. Sometimes two if I'm holding a runner with a stop. If I catch a move and I sell 85% of my position for money, if you watch my wrist slide video, just type in Newsbeat Show wrist slide, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. I could just leave a stock and not care about it once it paid me. Is it going to pay me more? Is it going to pay me less? I don't really care at that point. Do not be the person who thinks that they can hold multiple simultaneous positions. There are a lot of people out there who claim this is what you should do, this is how I do it. Just because they do it doesn't mean you should or even can do it. I'll tell you, I've been trading 21 years. I do not feel comfortable holding 5, 6, 7 positions, managing them. Can I do it? Yes. Is it outside my comfort zone? Yes. Do not let other people ever tell you that you have to go outside your comfort zone. If a situation is scary for you, it's because you've been psychologically poisoned all the time. And then they'll make you feel bad about it, like you screwed up, right? While they're sitting there poisoning your mind over and over again, like you were the one who screwed up. You were the one who failed. You should have done it like this. It's your fault. They're speaking to military, police officers, firemen, like they're the ones who are not disciplined. You stupid SOB. Like it's them and it's not your stupid tactics that destroy lives that are hurting these people. Effers. Anyway, drives me sick. So this is what you're going to also find in the description of this video. It's this, and I'll show you. I mean, granted, you're not going to probably be able to copy and paste it here, but I basically did this for you guys. They're free videos. You don't have to watch all you need to know about the Newsbeat live room, unless you're going to not listen to me and try to join. Don't do that, but watch this. Watch the master video right here. And you could also watch member orientation and strategies, but more importantly, watch this master video. It's the most valuable piece of free information you'll find out there. I have traders in the room who are seven-figure traders, six-figure traders that watch this thing already a dozen or two times. Watch this video, take it with you, let this be your Bible for today. Guess what? The strategies in this video will not work forever. These strategies are not going to work forever. Inside the description of this video, I'm going to go ahead and put this in for you guys. Not only that, you're going to get access to my free trading psychology ebook. In there is also a link to join for $49 if you're trying my service for the first month. Kindly do not click that video. T3S that I put that inside the description. I'm kindly asking you for a favor. Please do not sample my room or my service. Please do not do that. You'll also find something for my 2020 report, which is swing trades. That does cost money. I said I don't want you to pay anything. Do not do that. You could ask questions about my service, joining anything that I do at info@t3live.com. You could go there directly if you're interested in doing something with whatever you're doing. But again, don't let anybody on Wall Street tell you that you have to be uncomfortable to make money. Those are the same people in which 98% of the people who follow them fail. Period. Don't let traders tell you have to hold a bunch of positions and do this 2-to-1 risk reward thing. Guess what? 98% of them fail. You want to know what other gurus are not doing? You want to know what they're not doing? They're not throwing votes asking them, how many of you are tremendously consistently profitable in your P&L following my trades? That's one question they're not asking because they do not have the stones to embarrass themselves publicly. They try to create an image of invincibility. You never see them on the real down days. Even when they show you a losing trade, they show you a big up day to act like, oh, it's nothing, but here's my losing trade, like I'm really showing it to you. They're all full of it. They're all full of crap. They're selling you material that is decades old at times, which the market evolved and those strategies don't work anymore. If there was one strategy that works for everything, believe me, you would know about it already. You'd know about it and you'd know how to exploit it. These are strategies that were updated recently. They work today. Guess what? A year from now, some of them might not work anymore. 10 months, 2 years. I don't know when the market is going to evolve. The market will tell me when it evolves. I'm not going to tell the market when it's going to evolve. This is going to change your life, this master video. It's going to allow you to do strategies that we do, that tremendously consistently profitable traders do. Those are not just empty words. These are numbers in which nobody else on Wall Street will even scratch the surface of. I say that confidently, and I also say it in a way that I want them to. You know how happy I would be if another room had 90% of their traders tremendously consistently profitable, like a real room, like a real room with a lot of people. You know how happy that would make me? I want them to be consistently profitable. I'm actually doing this video because I know they're full of it. I know they want you to swipey your credit card before you get to the next level. And you know what they're going to do after you screw up? They're going to tell you, here's a higher priced item that you should buy if you can't get to the level in which you want. And they're going to string you along. Your credit card is going to be cursing you out in its sleep. Could you imagine? Like you wake up from like your sleep and you see like three credit cards with their arms like on their side looking at you like all pissed. One of them is holding a bat, the other a pitchfork and a torch. Like that's what you're doing. You're beating the crap out of your bank account. Even worse, you're doing strategies which don't work, which is destroying the lives of the people around you. I cannot tell you how far away that you have come from or not, but I can tell you that it's time. It's time to take a step in the right direction. It's time that scumbag gurus on Wall Street actually give back to you. And really, on behalf of all the dirtbags on Wall Street, I do want to offer you free content. Again, I implore you not to join or pay for any of my services here. Kindly take it for free. And if you don't want to listen to me and you're going to do whatever the F you want anyway, and you are going to join our service, there is a $49 trial to join our room. Come see what we're about. Watch us apply these strategies that I'm giving to you in the master video. And just take advantage of that. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys enjoyed the psychological dynamics behind risk reward and what it truly takes to make the majority of people around you profitable, yourself included. Happy trading, make money. I'll see you guys next time on the Newsbeat.